So, good afternoon, dear students, all my respected teacher friends, participant friends. This is the second class of your first year course. We had one class on 13th of August, and today is 24th August, and this is the second class. Dear students, you have got your admission, and up till now you are not getting successful in coming to your educational institutions because of the ongoing COVID-19 situation. But the government is perhaps very recently is to declare the opening of the educational institutions. So dear students, respected teacher friends, you will get time very soon, you see, for coming, or you will have the chance to come to your educational institution. And thenceforth, once you come to your institution, all your formal classes will start. Still, the process of online classes will continue for the benefit of all the students as well as the stakeholders. And in my first class, in our first class, we had discussion about the total syllabus of your 100 marks. Now the Higher Secondary Education Council has been planning to reduce the course load because of the ongoing COVID-19 situational loss, economic loss of time. So once we get the information in the form of official notice or order, I will or your institutional head will certainly help you know. Or once the formal classes start, you will get which chapters you are to study for your examination and how you are to prepare. Dear students, this is the second class of your unit number 1, and the very unit, in the first unit, the meaning of education, definition of education, concept of education you are to study. And we started our discussion considering the importance of education and the basic concept of education which we do have. We have accumulated, which we do have had having the experience of our life or completing our school education. Education basically is a social process, and the prime concern of education is to help to develop all the individual potentialities or individual inborn attributes of the learners. Means your capabilities are to be developed so that your personalities take proper form and you become successful as well as proper human resources for the survival or to help your life survive, at the same time to take part in the process of economic transformation and the change of your culture, change of civilization, etc. So in the process of change in social life, friends, we came to know that social life of human being or our social life is not static, it is very much dynamic. Society is so much dynamically changing with the changes of time. And as per the change of society or change of social situations, the demands of our life also change. So friends, the importance of new knowledge is especially significant. Why the importance of new knowledge is significant? Because we are to become totally ready to, adjust to the change situations or to adjust to the changes which the change time brought forward to the social situation and to our life front. The applicability of knowledge the application of knowledge depends on various factors of socio-political life of a society. Friends, without the application of knowledge, we cannot get result. So knowledge cannot help us once we do not become, or up till that point of our life, we do not become, capable, or we do not get, or we do not earn the capability of application of acquired knowledge for the benefit of our life, at the same time for the benefit of social order. Without the application of knowledge, it gets difficult to bring changes in life and society. Knowledge is power, it is basically said. And for the application of knowledge, we need skill. Skill is one of the most important parameters of our life. Skill means the ability to apply acquired knowledge in for having or for getting practical result. So, skill is a special technique of applying the acquired knowledge for the invention and discovery of natural resources and making scientific plans and programs for the use of resources without disturbing natural balances. Application of knowledge has special importance. We acquire knowledge with the help of the process of education, and that's why it is said that education is a process of acquisition of knowledge as per or according to the demand of life, just by seeing or observing or scrutinizing the changes of social system or social life. Let us go back to the next slide. Dear friends, the primary role of education is to help us, to help everybody, help you all, and make you all, me and us fit for the creation on the renewal of knowledge. Means we are to, with the help of education, we are to be able to create new knowledge so that we can adjust with the changed situations of our life. We can become able to be ready, means we can become able to be ready, or we can become able, to cope with the changed situations of life by overcoming the challenges which the changed time basically brought forward towards our life. Parallel to this, education should emphasize on the application part of knowledge. That is very much important, I have already mentioned. And for the application of knowledge, we require skill. Skill is basically the expertise, the technique, the expertise, for the application of knowledge, and skill is very much important parameter. From this point, education nowadays is regarded as a powerful tool of human resource development. So friends, once we are to discuss education, how we are to discuss it, you have come to know, means it is a very much important, it is a powerful tool, it is a powerful means of human resource development. Thus, education is defined as a process of mobilization of human resources for the application in the field of production and material sciences of life and society. It is a process of accumulation of all the power and potentialities of the human individual, means you all the learners, for bringing changes in life and society. With the help of which, with the help of education, you can develop all the inborn attributes and you can become proper human resource. And for becoming human resource, you are to acquire, or you are to learn, or you are to, learn all the techniques with the help of which you can apply your knowledge for productive purposes. And with the help of the productive purposes or skill, you can apply your knowledge and bring changes towards your life parameter. At the same time, you can bring changes towards the society. Let us go back to the next slide. For all, life is important, friends. For me, for you all, for all the revered teacher friends, life is very important. Therefore, existence is the basic goal of life of all. Life is very important for you. Life is the most important property, or it is very much important for every human individual. And the basic concern of life is existence. And that's why for existence we require knowledge, we require skill, and we require skill and knowledge only with the help of education. And that's why education, once we are to define, it is defined as the process of acquisition of knowledge. It is defined as the process of acquiring skills for the application of acquired knowledge so that we can help life sustain or survive. At the same time, we can contribute our share for the transformation of society as well as change of civilization. One, you see, human life has basically two important aspects. Your life, you see, study. Your life has two specific aspects. One is biological, means physiological or concerning to your physiology, and the emotional aspect means emotional as well as biological, and the other is social. We are social animal. We live in society, and our physiological requirements as well as emotional necessities do have special importance for us. And that's why life has two important aspects. One is biological and emotional, and the next one is social. Human individual always remains busy in different activities for the satisfaction of the biological and emotional needs. Means we always become, you see, engaged in different activities so as to satisfy our physiological requirements and for the satisfaction of our emotional demands or necessities. At the same time, we become involved in different activities. Why? For the satisfaction of our social requirements. And for the first one, means for biological and emotional requirements or needs. Like, what are the biological needs? If it is asked to write in examination, you mention any two biological requirements of human life. Then food, you are to take food. Drink is biological need. Rest is biological need. Reproduction is biological need. Love is biological need. Affection is biological needs. So these are the biological requirements or physiological as well as emotional requirements of our life. Without the satisfaction of such needs, man cannot exist. You cannot exist. You cannot survive. Thus, for the satisfaction of all the biological and emotional needs, nature has given some potentialities or capabilities. Let us see the next slide. To maintain good relationship among ourselves, for the maintenance of social life and help to continue the history of races, we need to satisfy our emotional needs. If it is asked or put a question to you, why we are to satisfy our emotional needs? We are to satisfy our emotional needs just to maintain good relationship among ourselves for the maintenance of social life and help to continue the history of races, you see, in proper manner. As social beings, we have to keep our social relationships alive. Without social relationship, we cannot maintain a systematic and civilized life. Means without learning to respect the social discipline, without having proper knowledge of culture, of society, of our life, without having proper information or knowledge concerning to the customs and tradition of our society, we never can continue or we never can live a civilized life. For the progression and advancement of life, society, culture and civilization, we are to refine our original behavior. Why we are to refine our original behavior and how this refinement is possible? We are to refine our original behavior for living social life. And the process of refinement of original behavioral pattern is possible only with the help of the process of education. And that's why when or at the time of defining education, you can define education as a process of refinement of our original behavior or inborn behavior or potentialities. Without the modification of our original behavior, we never can think about the progress of life and society. This process is practically realized with the help of education. So friends, education is a very important process, social process. It is a process which has link with human life, and with the help of the process of education, we bring senses towards the original behavioral pattern, and we become fit for social life. We become able to adjust with social customs and tradition. Let us go back to the next slide. Without education, we never can modify our original behavior and acquire new pattern or form of behavior. Thus, education is a process of modification of behavior to make the human individual fit to lead better social life, advance social life, develop social life. Education makes us fit to face life courageously. After having education, getting knowledge, acquiring skill, confidence is built. We become confident and we become face life situations courageously, fearlessly. It develops our adjustment capacities. So process of education is a process of development of adjustment capacities. It is a process of making us fit to face life courageously or fearlessly. Let us go back to the next slide. Let us go back to the next one. So friends, so we have got here about the importance of education. Without education, we never can modify our original behavior and acquire new pattern or form of behavior. Thus, education is a process of modification of behavior to make the human individual fit to lead better social life. Education makes us fit to face life courageously. It develops our adjustment capacities. As an important human activity, education always offers necessary help to make life enjoyable, livable. We require education from every activity of our life. We always remain busy in performing various activities to satisfy our biological, emotional, and social needs. With the help of all such activities, we acquire experiences throughout life. Hence, education is a lifelong process. It is a non-disruptive process. It is a continuous process, and it starts when life starts, or it begins when life begins, and education ends when life ends. It begins when life begins and ends when life ends. Let us go back. To know the meaning of education in details, we should know the origin of the term. Now let us come back totally to the origin of the term. The term education has been originated from the Latin verb educare. So in your examination, basically question is put here, from which root education is a, suppose there are two options, you are to put tick mark on the correct. Education is a Latin term, it is a Greek term. Then you are to say education is, the term is derived from Latin verb educare. It may be put in your examination question like this, from which Latin verb the term education is derived. Then you are to write as, from the Latin verb educare, the term education is originated. The term educare carries diverse meaning. The term has diverse meaning, different meanings, such as to train, to instruct, to put in, to lead out, to develop, and to draw out. So these are the various meanings or varied meaning of the Latin verb educare, and this is the term where from the term education has been originated. So by considering the meaning of the origin of the Latin verb educare, if we are to define education, we can say that education is a process of imparting training, to train. It is a process of imparting instruction. It is a process of giving instruction to the learners. It is a process of putting in some information or knowledge in the brain or the psychic order of the learners. It is a process of leading out the learners to a definite, definite point or definite angle. It is a process of development of all original human capabilities or attributes. It is a process of drawing out all the inborn potentialities so that human individuals become fit or become proper human resource for leading life successfully and for contribute for the overall transformation of social order, overall sense of human culture, overall transformation of human civilization. Thus, education carries diverse meaning, means different meaning. It is a process of teaching a particular skill for the development of a particular type of behavior. Number 2, education is also treated as a process of imparting instruction. As instruction means teaching or imparting information of a fact or situation, education from this point of view is a process of teaching or offering information of a fact or a situation to the learners. Let us go back to the next one. Next, education is also treated as a process of development. It helps to develop all the innate or original or inborn capabilities of the human side. Without the help of development of personality, the human side becomes ready to face life courageously. With the help of the development of personality, the human side becomes ready to face life courageously. And without the development, the human side cannot become ready to face life courageously. Next, education makes us fit to face all the changes and challenges of life. Education from the point of view of globalization is a strong means of economic sense and prosperity. You have heard the term, or I will discuss in later stage concerning to the concept of globalization. Then let us go back to the next one. Friends, you see, the basic concept of globalization is given here, though it is said that we are living life in the post-globalized social order. Globalization in a sense is a spirit of making the business relation among the nations of the globe very strong. It is a universal formula relating to world economy. Though globalization is discussed from the economic point of view, it has specific impact on the political and social, cultural, etc. dimensions of national lives of the nations. As economic aspect is the main aspect to determine the level of progression, so it has close link with all the other aspects of a society or a nation. So friends, if it is asked to write in examination the concept of globalization, then you are to write all these things. Let us go back to the next one. These new developments means in human society have brought many changes to the field of education also. As a result, concept of education has gradually begun to change. Education and productivity have closely been linked. Therefore, the experts of modern time have given special importance on the vocalization of the system. Vocationalization, it should be vocationalization. I'm very sorry. Vocationalization of the system of education from the secondary level. It should be vocationalization. I will make it, you see, by uttering the term I have corrected it. In written form I will make it, I will correct it. I just have to repeat it. Therefore, the experts of modern time have given special importance on the vocationalization of the system of education from the secondary level. Definitions of education forwarded by the modern group of educationists always reflect the economic parameter. So friends, from different parameters we can discuss or we can define education. At the time of defining education, we are to keep in mind about the concept of globalization as well as post-globalized social order. And now you see, we are to consider the ongoing COVID-19 situation, because the COVID-19 situation has brought tremendous changes, unexpected changes towards human life and social order throughout the globe. And if from today's point of view, if we are to define education, our definition concerning to education will be totally different. So friends, at the time of defining education, we are to consider the demands of our life, demands of the changed social situation, demands of the changed cultural situation of our social order, demands of the changed economic parameter, demands of change, you see, parameter of civilization, etc., etc. So these much I have discussed, you see, today in this second class, because as a whole or at a time we should not discuss all the contents. Step by step we are to go on, we are to proceed towards the ultimate point on these months for today, and you are advised to, you see, scrutinize all the words and terms of all the slides so much sincerely and being so much attentive, so that you can have the concept with the help of the ideas and information which are being supplied in the slides for your good learning, though as you are out of traditional classroom situations. So thank you so much friends. You see these slides, study it, and then certainly very recently you will be able to come to your traditional classes. Thank you so much.